best from his players and coaches alike throughout the season. Now, of course, it did not hurt to have quarterback Chad Pennington land in his lap early in the preseason. Now the Finns find themselves at 10-5, facing the Jets for a ticket to the playoffs with a burning desire that was nowhere to be found during last season's 1-15 disaster.
You just can't look at us as the 1-15 Dolphins. I mean, keep sleeping if you want to, but at the same time, we got to play football. You got to recognize that we can play football with the best of them, and we haven't finished yet.
All right, we're going to have you covered all day Sunday, beginning 11 with the head coach Tony Sperano show. Then it's Dolphins Weekly, and at 4:15, the Dolphins and Jets kick it off from the Meadowlands. That's going to do it from Debut with Sports. Let's head back to the studio. Guys, it's going to be a good game this weekend and a big test for the Finns.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. Thanks. That's our news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening.
For more news, you can go to CBS4.com or listen to our radio partner, News Radio 610 WIOD. Now here's the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. See you at 11.
Tonight, the governor and the president-elect. A new report by the Obama team says it did nothing wrong and had no idea Rod Blagojevich might be trying to sell Obama's Senate seat. I'm Harry Smith. Also tonight, round 2 of the holiday travel nightmare. Hundreds of flights are canceled and highways snarled as more snow and ice blankets the Midwest. And in Maryland, the morning commute turns into a whitewater rescue. Also tonight, going the distance. A mother's love takes her to the ends of the earth.
If you believe it, it'll happen, so just dream big.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Good evening. Katie is off tonight. For weeks, the Obama transition team has been doing everything it can to distance itself from Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, who is accused of trying to sell the president-elect's vacant Senate seat. And today, that team issued a report that says neither the president-elect nor anyone in his team did anything wrong. No deals and no talk of money changing hands. One revelation, though, Mr. Obama and top staff members did meet with the federal prosecutor to discuss the case. Ben Tracy begins our coverage tonight from Honolulu.
The president-elect began day 4 of his Hawaiian vacation at the gym of a nearby military base. Meanwhile, the internal review of his transition team shows limited contact between Obama's staff and embattled Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich's office. The 3.5-page report says Obama himself had no contact with the governor, but incoming White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel did have 1 or 2 phone calls with Blagojevich. In one call, he pushed close Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett for the Senate seat before he knew she had decided instead to work for Obama in the White House. Emanuel later relayed to the governor's chief of staff, John Harris, over the course of 4 or 5 calls, the names of 6 people that Obama thought should be considered for the Senate seat. But in a call discussing the report today, 2 Obama officials said
they were fine. All these conversations were completely innocent. They were completely appropriate. No one was approached with any kind of deal.
The report largely, entirely exonerates President-elect Obama. It confirms that the President-elect did not have any conversations with Governor Blagojevich.
One surprise in the report, a November 7th meeting between Valerie Jarrett and the head of the Illinois Service Employees Union, Tom Balanoff. He told her the governor was considering Jarrett for the Senate seat and wondered if Obama would consider the governor for a cabinet position. It's not clear if the union official was trying to make a deal, but Jarrett dismissed the idea as, quote, ridiculous. That may be why prosecutors say the governor said this on FBI wiretaps.
They're not willing to give me anything but appreciation. Bleep them.
For the first time today, we learned federal attorneys interviewed the president-elect, Valerie Jarrett, and Rahm Emanuel late last week. The Obama report was compiled from memory, not from phone recordings, and was prepared by lawyers for the transition. So far, Obama's team has refused requests from the media to release emails or notes of contacts with Blagojevich's office, saying there aren't any. Now, Rahm Emanuel did not comment today. Instead, he left for a family vacation to Africa. And the president-elect here in Hawaii didn't make any comments on the report either. He is going to a memorial service for his grandmother, who died just before Election Day. Harry?
Ben Tracy in Hawaii. Thanks very much. Jeff Greenfield is our senior political correspondent, and the question a lot of people say this evening, now that this report has been released, is this it then?
There's certainly nothing in the report that should stir up controversy, but you're dealing, I think, with an extraordinarily cynical political electorate, particularly when it comes to Chicago people. And so we learned today in one poll, something like more than a third of the people think that the Obama aides did something unethical. What? They can't say. But that's their biggest problem, is that the surrounding disgust with these tapes has kind of had a fallout that they're going to have to work hard, I think, to just eliminate despite this report.
Right. The fact is, though, that they had to have permission from the special prosecutor to go ahead and release this. They certainly would not have released it had there been anything terribly damaging, or are we presumptuous to say that?
I think actually in this case, there's one great advantage they have. Normally when a politician learns he's been taped, they start deciding it's time to spend more time with their family. In this case, because Blagojevich was being taped back in October, these phone conversations, such as they are, exist on tape, and it's not going to be a he said situation. In the words of a sportscaster we all know, they can go to the audio tape and say, look, you have Blagojevich obscenely telling his people we weren't offering him anything. So I think that is the best advantage they have.
Jeff Greenfield, thanks so much.
Okay.
Now to the weather. Conditions improved today in Seattle, allowing some folks to finally get out of town. But holiday travelers face more trouble tonight in the Midwest, thanks to a new round of snow and freezing rain. That storm system is heading to the east and causing problems all along the way. Cynthia Bowers has the latest.
64 million Americans are trying to head home for the holidays, but thousands are running into the cold reality of a roadblock.
I'm just hoping that we're going to get out okay.
Heavy snow here in Chicago is stalling air travel around the country. Hundreds of flights into and out of O'Hare have been canceled. Others are facing maddening delays. And that is the last thing folks still trying to get out of snowy Seattle want to hear as they finally boarded airplanes today.
They told us if worse comes to worse, they could probably get us in on Christmas Eve, but we'd just like to get home before that.
But folks hitting the roads may be getting the worst of it, because in the midst of this recession, many cities and states say they simply can't afford to clean up after Mother Nature. That blanket of snow that hit Louisiana December 11th set one community back $1 million. Friday's snowfall in Connecticut cost that state $3 million. Every inch or two of snowfall that hits Chicago takes a $500,000 bite out of the budget. Last year, that added up to $27 million.
And it could be even worse this year. Last December, Chicago had 11 inches of snow. So far this December, we have shoveled through 18 inches, and it's still coming down.
At a time when the city's budget is tightening up, there's no overtime for snowplow drivers, less salt for the roads, and fewer passes on side streets. The budget cuts mean what falls tonight may not be cleaned up anytime soon. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Chicago.
Ice-cold temperatures in Bethesda, Maryland today may have caused the mother of all water main breaks. Drivers got trapped when the massive pipe burst. It unleashed such a torrent, one man said it looked like the Potomac had relocated to his street. Thalia Shuras was there.
Rescue teams braved surging water and frigid temperatures as the aptly named River Road turned into just that, a raging river. A driver's panic was caught on a 911 tape.
How much water is in your car now, ma'am? It's up to my knee. It's up to your knee. Yeah.
9 motorists were trapped in their cars. Their everyday commute suddenly transformed into a high-risk rescue. People frantically clinging to baskets lowered from helicopters, struggling to escape a flash flood caused not by nature, but by a ruptured water main.
I was thinking that I was just going to be carried away and that the car was going to actually topple over.
Firefighter Patrick Mitchell, here rescuing 2 of the stranded by boat, says he's been in risky situations before, but nothing like this.
It swept me off my feet once. It was really moving. The people could not have stood up in it on their own.
The water main measured 66 inches. When it burst, millions of gallons of water exploded onto this roadway.
Officials say the pipe is part of an aging system plagued by breaks and leaks, but none this big.
It could have been very, very bad for everybody concerned.
I guess you must feel it's good Christmas season right now.
Yes, it is. I'm glad everybody is fine.
Fine for sure. 5 people were treated for hypothermia, but all are now safe, warm, and dry. Thalia Shuras, CBS News, Bethesda, Maryland.
Here in New York, police confirm an investor who lost big in Bernard Madoff's alleged $50 billion scam committed suicide today. He was found in his office after apparently slashing his wrist. The man ran a fund that catered to wealthy Europeans and reportedly lost $1.4 billion. Meanwhile, as the economy worsens, a growing number of Americans are taking desperate and illegal measures. 84% of retailers report an increase in shoplifting. And it doesn't stop there. As Randall Pinkston reports, tough times are fueling an increase in all kinds of thefts.
This is the camera that actually picked up the good images of her.
In suburban Dallas, Sims White was on the lookout for a Grinch determined to steal his Christmas. A package left on his porch by the delivery man, and he got it all on tape.
She just took advantage of a situation. She saw a box on the porch and decided she'd pick it up.
And it's not just snatching presents from porches. There are car thefts and home burglaries. And while holiday crime may be as common as Christmas trees, this year's economic downturn appears to be driving the numbers way up.
In Northern California, police caught another porch thief on tape. This year, almost 50% of the nation's police departments report an increase in burglaries. More than 40% see an increase in thefts. In Fair Lawn, New Jersey, Chief Eric Rose's officers helped the county prosecutor haul in a ring accused of burglarizing 11 homes in northern New Jersey's wealthiest county. He says the season and the economy will keep police busy.
There are people that may have jobs, and when they have jobs aren't predisposed towards crime, but when they don't have jobs, nothing justifies crime, but they might decide that's an alternative.
For retailers, it means more shoplifters hurting the bottom line.
Now we're seeing a rocket trajectory, and it's increasing not just in Main Street or on Wall Street, it's increasing all across America.
Stealing in stores is up 10 to 20%. In fact, 1 in 11 Americans shoplift, costing merchants $35 million a day. On Staten Island, New York, a novel counterattack. Pictures of frequent shoplifters posted on video screens for everyone to see. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Fair Lawn, New Jersey.
Texas child welfare officials issued a report today on that polygamous sect that was raided earlier this year. They concluded that 12 underage girls were sexually abused at the ranch and accused parents of 262 other children of failing to protect them from possible abuse. Most of the children are back with their parents, but a dozen men face charges. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, from tragedy to triumph, she has embarked on an extraordinary round-the-world journey, all for the love of her daughter. But up next, barely getting by, so many Americans are doing something they never expected, using food stamps.
Are drafty doors and windows forcing you to crank up the heat? 30% of your energy bill is literally flying out the door. Introducing Twin Draft Guard, the double-sided insulating miracle that's guaranteed to create an airtight seal. It's twice as effective because it seals air from both sides of the door. We used a hairdryer to show you how air seeps under the door. Install the Twin Draft Guard to create an airtight seal. Nothing gets through. Patented Twin Draft Guard is so easy to install. Just slide it onto any door. It's that simple. Twin Draft Guard adjusts to any door or window. Cut the inserts to the length you need. Slip them into the cover and slide onto the door. And close the door for a draft-proof seal. Door snakes need constant adjustment. What a pain. But Twin Draft Guard moves with the door. Twin Draft Guard seals almost any door gap on any floor. Wood, tile, linoleum. And it easily glides on carpet. It works on windows too. The flexible double-sided arms block the airflow for an airtight seal. Use Twin Draft Guard on outside doors to block the cold winds and snow. Insulate garages and basements. Keep out fumes and noise. In hot weather, Twin Draft Guard seals in cool air to lower air conditioning bills. Adjustable Twin Draft Guard is only $19.99. Call now and we'll double the offer. You'll get 2 Twin Draft Guards for $19.99. It's guaranteed to lower your energy bills. If it doesn't pay for itself the very first month, send it back for a refund. As a free gift, you'll receive the Chrome Finish 5-prong over-the-door ceramic hook. No installation. Just slip it on any door for coats, accessories, and more. It's a $30 value, free. 2 Twin Draft Guards and ceramic over-the-door hook, all just $19.99. Call now.
Call 1-800-958-8144 or go to twindraftguard.com. You'll get 2 double-sided twin draft guards in the free over-the-door hanger for $19.99 plus $7.95 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-958-8144 or go to twindraftguard.com. Must be 18 or older to call.
Sensitive skin runs in the family.
Oh, yeah. New fragrance-free Gold Bond Ultimate Soothing Lotion. Moisturizers, vitamins, and chamomile soothe and calm irritation.
Irritated skin? History.
Can your lotion do that?
New Gold Bond Ultimate Soothing.
This stuff really works.
Steaming is such an important part of fresh Asian cuisine.
Our innovative steamer cooks right in your microwave.
For tender chicken and fluffy rice in a delicious sweet and spicy sauce.
New Asian-inspired Healthy Choice Cafe steamers in 4 authentic recipes.
More confirmation tonight of what most Americans already know. The bottom is still falling out of the housing market. Sales of used homes fell by 8.6% in November. The median house price was just over $181,000. That's down more than 13% from last year. That's a record drop. And tough times are putting a strain on household budgets across the country. A record number of people are now being forced to do something they once considered unthinkable. More from national correspondent Byron Pitts.
This is John O'Donnell. Single, he works the night shift at a Manchester, New Hampshire hospital. An Air Force veteran, a trained commercial painter, he mops floors to help make ends meet.
Hi, John. Hi, how are you?
This week, for the first time in his life, he applied for food stamps.
I have $3.03 in my pocket, maybe a handful of pennies on my bureau.
He's behind on his rent, a diabetic. He spends more on medicine than he does on food. His dinner the day we saw him, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a cup of coffee.
Savings? Nothing.
Checking account?
Nothing. I have absolutely nothing.
Turkey?
Yeah.
Is that yours?
No, it belongs to the gal upstairs.
Nothing but his pride, and even that's shrinking.
Initially, it was tough. Eating the pride. You know, I mean, I'm 52. I've never been down this road.
John O'Donnell is just one of the record number of Americans now living off food stamps, or SNAP as it's called, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. In September, more than 31 million Americans received food stamps, up more than 2 million from the month before. That's 1 out of every 10 U.S. citizens. A family of 4 must take home less than $1,800 per month to qualify for food stamps.
How bad is it now? What you see now?
Oh, this is probably the worst. I've been with the state for 16 years.
From New Hampshire to California, but the story's the same. More and more families relying on faith-based groups and the federal government to eat.
People think of hunger, they think of other countries, but it's right here in your neighborhood.
In Louisiana, ravaged yet again by hurricanes this year, the number of people on food stamps jumped 234% in September compared to a year ago. In other parts of the country, the numbers are better, but still bad. Idaho up 24%, Florida almost 24%, Nevada, Texas, both above 20%.
Working class neighborhood.
As for John O'Donnell, he's still holding on to his faith.
Times will get better. I'm an American, and I believe in God.
Like so many Americans, that's all he has left. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
And when we come back, Baghdad takes a step back in time to solve a very modern problem.
I'm Mark Goldston, Chairman and CEO of Net Zero. Here's a plan for America's broadband users to save $16 billion a year and $300 individually. Switch to Net Zero dial-up at $9.95 per month. Call 1-800-NET-ZERO or go to netzero.com.
You may know me from TV, but I'm also a husband and father with family responsibilities just like you. So I understand the importance of life insurance. I have it myself, but it's not always easy to get extra coverage, especially as we get older. That's why so many people like Guaranteed Acceptance Life Insurance through the Colonial Penn program. People our age, 50 to 85, are guaranteed acceptance for permanent coverage at $7.95 per month per unit. That's about 25 cents a day. And the rate is locked in, too.
He's right. The rate will never go up. The benefit amount will never go down due to age. Your coverage cannot be canceled. There's no medical exam, no health questions. You can't be turned down because of your health. Over 5 million people have called about this affordable coverage since 1994. To ensure your family has money to help cover funeral costs or other final expenses, and for added peace of mind, call for free information.
We all can use some extras these days, even life insurance. And it's easy through the Colonial Penn program. Lock in permanent coverage at $7.95 per month per unit. Call now.
Call 1-800-552-7025 for free information, and we'll mail you this handy guide to Social Security. Call 1-800-552-7025 or visit us online at colonialpenn.com. That's 1-800-552-7025. There's no obligation, so call now.
If you have high blood pressure like me and get a cold, you need cold medicine with a heart. Only Coracetin HBP has a heart right on the box. It's the only cold brand that won't raise your blood pressure. Coracetin HBP, powerful cold medicine with a heart.
I use stock for all my meat dishes. And here at home, that means new Swanson stock. It keeps the meat juicy and brings out the natural flavors.
So if you want to cook like Chef Christopher Lee, cook with new Swanson stock.
Impressive resume. I see you're flatulent in 3 languages, graduated top of your gas.
Got gas on your mind?
Your son Rip is on line toot.
Try Gas X. Powerful relief from pressure and bloating in a fast-dissolving strip. Gas X. Pressure's off.
After 5.5 years of war, some signs that life in Iraq is getting back to normal, if ever so slowly. This week, the government appealed to exiled doctors, scientists, and professors to come back now that security is improving. And then there's the Baghdad Express. More on that from Elizabeth Palmer.
Well before sunrise, engineer Akil Hamid warms up his diesel locomotive and with a police guard eases Baghdad's only commuter train toward the suburbs. For such a basic service, basic traffic control. A drive-by grab for a chit to show Hamid's on time and on track. As the train rolls on, he's optimistic that more people will eventually choose to travel by rail through Baghdad's chaotic urban sprawl.
We only got the run going 6 weeks ago. Little by little, the passenger traffic is building.
But parked at last in the suburbs on a sorry siding with no platform, most commuters walk past the train toward the minibuses next door. Maybe they're put off by the boarding rock. On the return journey to Baghdad, there are more empty seats than passengers. But conductor Zaidan Khalaf collecting a 40-cent fare for this 1-hour journey isn't discouraged.
People just don't trust the train yet. All the recent violence has left them afraid.
They'd be even more afraid if they could see this. With all the barriers stolen or smashed, every road crossing is a game of chicken. And there's always one with more luck than sense. It may not be Grand Central Station at rush hour, but it is a start. Here comes the train now, roughly on time at 8:08, pulling into platform number 6 in the heart of Baghdad. Hundreds of travelers used to arrive like this every day to Baghdad's once grand station. With a major renovation underway, there are dreams of restoring it. But the Iraqi Railway's immediate ambition is more modest, to keep the train rolling 1 rush hour at a time. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Baghdad.
Back at home, Barack Obama often talks about Abraham Lincoln, and today the Presidential Inaugural Committee said Mr. Obama will be sworn in using the same Bible that Lincoln used in 1861. No other president has ever used that Bible. It is kept in the Library of Congress. Next, Running for Hope, a marathoner on a mission.
Tomorrow, with money tight and mortgages due, could letting a stranger live in your spare room save your house? Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
When my wife started forgetting things, the doctor said it could be Alzheimer's. I didn't want to believe it, but that night at the bowling alley...
Where's Alice? Oh, there she is. She seems a little confused.
That's when I knew. I couldn't wait. Our doctor told us prescription Aricept is the only treatment proven effective for all stages of Alzheimer's. Studies showed Aricept slows the progression of symptoms. It improves cognition and slows the decline of overall function.
Aricept is well tolerated, but not for everyone. People at risk for stomach ulcers or who take certain other medicines should tell their doctors because serious stomach problems such as bleeding may get worse. Some people may experience fainting. Some people may have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bruising, or not sleep well. Some people may have muscle cramps or loss of appetite or may feel tired. In studies, these were usually mild and temporary.
We really love this place.
Talk to your doctor about Alzheimer's treatments, including Aricept. Don't wait. Alzheimer's isn't waiting.
My lymphoma had not only come back, but it was life-threatening.
After I discovered I was pregnant, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
When I first found out that Frank had cancer, I felt like my whole world had fallen apart.
I went to one more hospital, Cancer Treatment Centers of America, because I wasn't willing to give up.
Being treated like a real person for the first time in 10 years was such a relief.
I feel like it's just like going back home.
My son.
Our cancer information specialists are here for you day and night. Call now and they'll send you this free DVD showing you how this special hospital combines state-of-the-art medicine with unique therapies to give you treatment options you may not even know exist.
We as cancer patients, for whatever reason, have been dealt this kind of pain. But there is hope on the other side, and there is great life after cancer.
Ever come across somebody you shouldn't have messed with?
Critics are praising Gran Torino as prime vintage Eastwood.
Get off my lawn.
And the National Board of Review has honored Clint Eastwood as the best actor of the year. Gran Torino, rated R.
Healthy beauty is the journey. And the first step is healthy skin. Create healthy skin for life with Aveeno Daily Lotion. This exclusive oat formula is proven to actually improve skin's health in 1 day with significant improvement in 2 weeks. Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion.
Tomorrow, exclusive interviews with this year's Kennedy Center honorees.
This is, it's just a big honor, and I'm speechless.
Only on The Early Show.
Tonight, we end with the story of a mother who traveled to the far corners of the globe with nothing but her running shoes and raw determination to help her troubled daughter. Mark Strassman has her story.
Something different drives every marathoner. 26 miles is a long way. Linda Quirk runs every step for the love of a child and a challenge.
If you can see it, you can do it. If you believe it, it'll happen, so just dream big.
Linda's big dream to run around the world began after a nightmare. Stepdaughter Catherine, a college party girl, became a homeless methamphetamine addict.
We were really, really afraid the next time we would get a phone call, it would be that she would not be alive.
Today, Catherine's in recovery. Her year in drug rehab cost $50,000.
Saved my life.
As a runner, Linda started thinking, many addicts could never afford that treatment. So she set a goal, 7 marathons on all 7 continents in 1 year to raise money and awareness for drug treatment. First race, the Boston Marathon last April.
Oh, yes.
In May, the Great Wall of China Marathon. A stone staircase of more than 5,000 steps led to the Chinese countryside. But far off the coast of Chile, she never felt more alone than on Easter Island.
It was so desolate, so lonely, kind of felt like giving up, felt like kind of crying, and then, said, you know, get it together here.
Marathons 4, 5, and 6, Kenya, Iceland, Australia. Watching Linda's determination reminded Catherine of her struggles, her own marathon.
You cope, you pick yourself up, you get yourself together, and you just keep going.
How is the body holding up?
The body's holding up good.
She's raised nearly $250,000, and next March, one final marathon and continent to go, Antarctica. But the chance now to be grandmother to Catherine's children makes every aching step worth it.
And to see her today and...
To see her today and to watch her as a mother herself, it's incredible. I mean, again, it's the best possible feeling that you could have.
Going the distance for a child, it's every mother's marathon. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Boca Raton, Florida.
That's the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Harry Smith. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Early Show. Good night.
CBS News, winner of 2 Emmy Awards for excellence in business and financial reporting. Another reason CBS News is very good news.